Giant bones were found in Lovelock Cave, large human skulls, which, for ancient man, would have been rather significant.
Although a bat cave may appear intriguing, the reality is that caves can be intimidating and become even more frightening when occupied by bats. However, it is worth noting that certain caves possess hidden treasures, like pirate booty, or potentially significant information about our personal histories. Therefore, let us embark on a virtual exploration of these eerie abodes from the comfort and safety of our homes, delving into peculiar discoveries ranging from potential ancient extraterrestrial visits to massive predatory avian creatures. This compilation of the 15 most unusual finds in caves has the ability to revolutionize our perspectives. Number 1. Hidden topic. Our next tale takes place in the vast and untamed wilderness of Siberia, where a peculiar incident occurred. A man stumbled upon a cave emitting smoke, sparking his curiosity. Caves possess an undeniable mystique, and despite their eerie nature, humans are inherently compelled to explore the unknown. With thoughts of someone possibly being stranded or in need of assistance, the man cautiously ventured inside. However, instead of finding a flame near the entrance, all he discovered was a trail of smoke that led him deeper into the cave. After a prolonged journey, he emerged from a narrow passage and was astounded by what lay before him. A magnificent valley enveloped a small stone city, a hidden paradise unbeknownst to the world. Strangely, the city appeared abandoned and hastily vacated, except for a single smoldering hut that generated the smoke he had witnessed. Suddenly, a chilling scream pierced the air, compelling the man to hastily flee. Upon sharing his account with others in his village, his tale fell on disbelieving ears, and he never again located the entrance to the mysterious cave. Could this cave city have belonged to a long-forgotten civilization? Share your thoughts under the hashtag #UntoldTopic, and let us know what you think about the intriguing story we just shared. Now let's move on to our next segment. Number 2. Aliens in India. Hold on tight because we're starting with a big surprise. In a location about 80 miles away from Raipur, India, archaeologists have recently made a fascinating discovery in caves. They have found peculiar drawings that depict aliens on the cave walls. These paintings are believed to be around 10,000 years old, hinting at the idea that Indians in the past may have encountered extraterrestrial beings. While there are various cave paintings in the area, these ones stand apart from the rest. Archaeologist J.R. Bhagat suggests that the primitive people of that time painted these images, some of which bear a striking resemblance to the aliens portrayed in Hollywood movies. The figures portrayed in the drawings were depicted using natural colors and appeared to be holding weapons, yet lacked distinct features such as a nose or a mouth. What they did possess were large heads, which some individuals associate with astronauts. In fact, one of the drawings resembles a rounded aircraft with 3 legs, reminiscent of a lunar module. Currently, the region lacks an expert with sufficient qualifications to offer a definitive analysis. However, local beliefs concerning the paintings vary across different villages. Some people worship these drawings, while others recount stories of the supposed Rohilla people, who were small-sized humans that arrived from the sky and supposedly abducted individuals. These tales have been passed down through generations. Number 3. Mysterious cave in Antarctica. We conclude with the most enigmatic cave we were able to locate. Predictably, it is situated in one of the harshest, inhospitable, and unreachable locations worldwide. Additionally, it happens to be one of the coldest places as well. In the remote reaches of Antarctica and the southernmost parts of this frozen continent lies a relatively unknown island named King George Island. This island is a distant speck of land, measuring approximately 95 kilometers by 25 kilometers, predominantly covered in snow and ice. It baffles me as to why someone would scrutinize satellite images of this desolate area, but someone did. What they stumbled upon appeared to be an entrance to an expansive cave. If there ever existed a location on Earth for a covert underground cavern, Antarctica would be an ideal candidate since it remains one of the least explored regions on our planet. As expected, internet users eagerly shared their brilliant theories regarding the significance of this discovery. Some proposed it was an undisclosed UFO headquarters, while others speculated it may be the fabled lost city of Antarctica, if such a thing exists. Little do many know, King George Island serves as a center for scientists diligently researching the continent. Numerous research stations from different nations are stationed there, and it also acts as a gateway for transportation to other parts of Antarctica. Therefore, could it potentially be a secretive base for unauthorized experiments? I am uncertain, and I wonder if you have any thoughts on the matter. Number 4. Giant lemurs. Underwater caves are even scarier than regular caves due to the combination of being confined in a tight space, surrounded by sharp rocks and the added danger of water pressure. This makes it a perfect setting for a horror movie, as even a slight mistake can lead to death. However, despite the risks, scientists explore these caves in the name of exploration. Recently, divers made an incredible discovery in the underwater caves of Madagascar. When we think of large prehistoric animals, mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and woolly rhinos come to mind. However, giant lemurs were also a part of prehistory, and an entire graveyard of these strange creatures was found by divers in Madagascar. This discovery is incredibly unique, as many of the skeletons remained intact for thousands of years. This is a rare occurrence in the field of paleontology, where most remains are incomplete. The cave also contained a wide variety of prehistoric fauna, ranging from rodents to predators. The giant lemur, a peculiar animal resembling a mix between a lemur and a koala bear, was particularly noteworthy. It had a robust body, and one of the skulls found measured a foot in length. While living in prehistoric times might not be desirable, it would be fascinating to witness these strange animals in real life through the internet. Number 5. Cave of the Crystal Maiden. Our upcoming story is filled with surprises, unexpected twists, and intriguing developments, all centered around an individual known as the Crystal Maiden. Contrary to what was initially believed, this Crystal Maiden was not a young woman. To understand the origins of this tale, we must go back to 1989 when research commenced in Belize's Topper Mountain Nature Reserve. Deep within these mountains, ancient Mayans had utilized the caves for ritualistic purposes. Explorations in this area yielded an abundance of valuable artifacts, including stoneware ceramics, elaborate cave paintings depicting both humans and animals, and a multitude of skeletons within the vast cave system. These skeletons were thought to be sacrifices made to the Mayan gods over a millennium ago, with victims ranging from 3 years old to 45. Nevertheless, a particular skeleton stood out due to its unique characteristics. As it appeared to be that of an 18-year-old individual, 2 crushed vertebrae indicated a fall, leaving the experts to conclude that the body had remained undisturbed for approximately 1,100 years. Over time, the process of calcification had caused the bones to harden and crystallize, granting them a radiant shimmer when exposed to light. Consequently, this skeleton earned the moniker of the Crystal Maiden. However, despite this nickname, recent research suggests that this individual was actually a 17-year-old male. Unfortunately, the name has already become firmly established, ensuring that the boy will forever be remembered as the Crystal Maiden. Number 6. Gigantic birds of prey. Not all artifacts that are discovered are immediately identified by experienced archaeologists. Some artifacts may remain in museum collections for years before their true nature is uncovered, which happens more frequently than most people realize. For instance, in the 1950s, fossilized bird remains were found in an Australian cave, but their specific animal species remained unknown at the time. Similar discoveries with similar uncertainties were made in subsequent years, until a new expedition in 2021 returned to the same location and provided some answers. Experts determined that the fossilized remains, which had been examined for 70 years, actually belonged to a previously undiscovered species of large eagles. This species was affectionately named Dinatoetus, meaning powerful eagle, although it is genetically more closely related to vultures than actual eagles. Regardless, this formidable predator from ancient times possessed a wingspan of over 3 meters and would tear its prey apart with its massive talons before devouring it with its powerful beak. The powerful eagle likely hunted various prehistoric rodents and mammals, and due to its size and strength, It could potentially even capture small children. Personally, I am grateful not to have been born in prehistoric times. Number 7. A cave bear icicle. The thawing of the permafrost in the expansive Siberian wilderness has led to remarkable discoveries in recent decades. Prehistoric creatures that had been frozen for thousands of years are gradually being released from their icy confinement. Thus far, researchers have uncovered frozen remains of various animals like mammoths, woolly rhinos, deer, wolves, and lion cubs. However, reindeer herders recently stumbled upon a particularly special find in a cave on the Lyakovsky Islands in the Russian Arctic. This discovery is believed to be the remains of a cave bear, a species that existed during the last Ice Age. Cave bears are thought to have gone extinct approximately 15,000 years ago, which is fortunate considering their enormous size, weighing 500 pounds more than today's largest bears. During their time on Earth, much of Eurasia was covered in thick ice, and they coexisted with other massive creatures like mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and giant sloths. It must have been an exhilarating era for early humans, constantly being hunted by these gigantic predators. Until now, our knowledge of cave bears has been limited to fossilized skeletons. However, this time scientists have the opportunity to examine an incredibly preserved specimen with significant amounts of soft tissue intact. They eagerly await DNA analysis to confirm whether it is indeed a cave bear. If their suspicions are correct, it would be an exciting development, especially since a cave bear cub was recently discovered in the Acadia region. Researchers hope to compare the DNA samples from both finds, providing valuable insights into these ancient creatures. Number 8. The Kenny Veach mystery. Netizens remain captivated by the enigma encircling Snake Bittenji, a YouTuber whose connection to a peculiar M-shaped cave hidden somewhere in the Nevada desert continues to intrigue. Allegedly, Snakebit possessed considerable expertise as a long-distance hiker and had an affinity for exploring caves, always venturing into any he stumbled upon. However, an uncanny incident occurred when he encountered the M-shaped cave. As he approached, his entire body began to vibrate, with the vibrations intensifying the closer he got. Suddenly overwhelmed by profound fear, he hastily fled from the site. This enticed tremendous curiosity, leading internet users to clamor for further investigation. Snakebit complied, or at least attempted to, but he could not relocate the cave and even shared a video showcasing his efforts, revealing his true identity as amateur explorer Kenny Veach. Kenny pledged to make another attempt, but when he ventured to the area for the third time, he vanished mysteriously, leaving no trace behind. Hence, whenever Nevada is mentioned, my mind instantly associates it with Area 51, an association shared by countless individuals who became enthralled by this puzzle. In fact, some individuals even managed to locate the coveted M-shaped cave. Yet to this day, there are individuals fervently searching for the whereabouts of poor Kenny. The sole clue ever discovered was Kenny's phone, found not far from where he had recorded his final video. Interestingly enough, Area 51 happens to be in close proximity to this location. Number 9, a crit stash. Forrest Fenn, a former pilot in the U.S. Air Force, gained worldwide fame a few years ago when he organized an incredibly intricate treasure hunt. This incredible story could easily be made into a Hollywood blockbuster. It all started in 1988 when Fenn was diagnosed with terminal cancer. Wanting to create one final stunt, he came up with a plan to turn an ordinary person into a millionaire. Being a wealthy man himself, Fenn had accumulated a collection of valuable items such as gold, rare coins, and jewelry worth around $2 million. He decided to hide this treasure and challenge people to find it by giving them riddles and hidden clues. Surprisingly, Fenn made a full recovery from the tumor, but was so invested in his plan that he went ahead with it anyway. In 2010, he published a memoir titled The Thrill of the Chase, which contained cryptic messages hinting at the treasure's location. He followed it up with another book called Too Far to Walk, which included a map and a mysterious 24-line poem. This caused a frenzy among treasure hunters, leading to unfortunate incidents, including the deaths of 5 people who were searching for the gold. Eventually, almost a decade later, Jack, a student from Michigan, was the one to finally discover the hidden treasure. Number 10. Witch marks. Believers in magic have embraced its use since ancient times, and evidence of this can be observed in the cave in Creswell Crags, UK. These caves are adorned with witch marks, which are among the oldest and most abundant examples of such art. Some of these markings have been traced back to the Ice Age, while others were created more recently. It is believed that these marks were made to safeguard against malevolent spirits and demons. The creators of these marks displayed a tremendous amount of fear, as every inch of the cave walls is covered with these protective symbols. They include the initials of Jesus and the double V sign for the Virgin Mary. According to experts, this collection of mystical protection symbols is the most extensive ever found. Surprisingly, these etchings were initially dismissed as modern graffiti created by bored children. It wasn't until cave explorers recognized the double V sign as a medieval protection symbol that further research revealed the significance of other markings. It is believed that the locals' fear escalated, especially during periods of poor harvest and famine, as they feared that evil spirits were emerging from the depths of the caves. The inscriptions served as shields of protection for the people. Number 11. Caves of Montreal. Canadians residing in Montreal may be acquainted with the renowned St. Leonard Caves, a 115-foot-wide cavern discovered in 1812. However, the discovery of a vast network of caves hidden beneath the city park reveals a secret of old St. Leonard. This expansive cave system extends at least 600 feet below the surface. Geologists speculate that, like many other caves, it was formed during the last ice age when receding ice left behind fractures known as fissures in the bedrock. The size of this particular cave was extraordinary, as it was molded by a glacier that once towered 10 kilometers above the current ground surface. The water resulting from the melting ice played a significant role in shaping the caves. Interestingly, this rocky mountain predates even the existence of dinosaurs. Presently, the caves are adorned with magnificent stalactites hanging from the ceiling, but the most surprising feature is the underground lake within the cavern. The surrounding walls of the lake rise vertically in a perfectly straight line, giving the impression of human craftsmanship. These walls possess the potential to house numerous fossils, possibly numbering in the hundreds or even thousands, which will undoubtedly be of great interest to researchers. If you choose to explore these caves, be aware that it is not a venture for those who are faint of heart or suffer from claustrophobia. Would you be courageous enough to venture into such a narrow cave? Number 12. A troll. As a child, I had a strong fascination with Norse mythology, which continues to captivate me to this day. Apart from the well-known deities like Odin, Thor, and Loki, I have discovered that trolls are also part of the Vikings' rich mythological heritage. In ancient times, these trolls were enormous creatures who roamed the world exclusively during the night, for if they were exposed to sunlight, they would instantly transform into stone. Interestingly, on the island of Torget in northern Norway, there is a significant mountain known as Torgaten, which translates to square hat. This mountain possesses a hole right at its center, and witnessing the sunlight shining through this opening is considered a truly magical spectacle. However, the true magic lies in the story behind its creation. Legend tells of an ancient troll named Hesmonen, who, while riding his horse, encountered a beautiful female troll whom he desired to court. It seems she was not interested in his advances and swiftly fled. Enraged, Hesmonen loosed an arrow towards her, but another troll suddenly materialized and hurled his hat in front of the oncoming projectile. As a result, the arrow missed its target, but the hat plummeted to the ground with a hole at its center. Simultaneously, the sun sought higher ground, and the combined effect of its rays transformed the three trolls and their hat into solid stone. Number 13. Frozen Ice Age Puppies. Speaking of frozen animals found in Siberia, let's talk about puppies. I mean, who doesn't love dogs, right? We discussed the thawing of permafrost and the numerous discoveries made, but what's even more peculiar is that it's not scientists who make these findings, but rather reindeer herders, and in this case hunters in search of mammoth tusks. These individuals ventured to the riverbank to explore what they could find. Instead of tusks, they stumbled upon a snout protruding from the ice. As it turned out, this snout belonged to an Ice Age puppy. Similar to the frozen bear Icicle, this puppy was astonishingly well preserved, with intact skin, fur, and internal organs. This unprecedented discovery has greatly contributed to our understanding of the history of canines and their domestication. In one of the puppy's stomachs, researchers discovered grass, leading them to believe that these canines were not strictly carnivorous, or perhaps they resorted to eating grass out of desperation during times of starvation. Interestingly, they haven't realized that dogs often eat grass when they have digestive issues. However, there is a gruesome aspect to these unfortunate puppies. It seems that some of them had been slaughtered and burned, most likely by humans. The remains date back to 12 to 18,000 years ago, indicating that other horrific activities may have occurred during that time. Despite this grim discovery, the adorable puppy was given the name Dogor, meaning friend in the local Yakut language. The region is now becoming a hub for scientific exploration due to the incredible findings unfolding there. Number 14. Secret Room of Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is possibly the most meme-worthy mountaintop in history, but few are aware that it contains a hidden room. Situated in South Dakota's Black Hills, Mount Rushmore was constructed between 1927 and 1941 by a dedicated workforce of over 400 individuals, enduring extreme weather conditions to commemorate 4 American presidents. To this day, colossal head sculptures of Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Roosevelt grace the mountaintop with pride. Nevertheless, concealed behind President Lincoln's statue lies a substantial 70-foot tunnel deliberately designed by the leading sculptor, Gutzon Borglum, who envisioned an even grander concept for the monument. Borglum's plan involved creating an expansive hall measuring 80 by 100 feet, situated directly behind the 4 presidents. A monumental granite staircase spanning 80 feet would guide visitors to its entrance, guarded by an immense bronze eagle boasting a 38-foot wingspan. Once inside, guests would be welcomed by an array of significant artifacts from American history, including the illustrious Declaration of Independence. Remarkably, Borglum secured the necessary funding for his ambitious vision. However, unforeseen events, namely World War II, drastically reduced the available funding, forcing the sculptor to conclude work solely on the heads before construction was officially halted in 1941. Number 15. A haunted statue. It is clear that hiking has become a popular leisure activity for many people in contemporary society. However, as demonstrated by the story of Snake Bitmji, it can occasionally lead individuals to undesired locations. Yet in the following account, the focus lies not on where these individuals ventured, but rather on what they brought back with them. In January 2016, a Reddit post emerged in the paranormal section, in which a man named Danny sought assistance on behalf of his friend, who believed they were being haunted by a spirit that had followed them from their recent hike. During one of their excursions in the Catskill Mountains, Danny and his friends stumbled upon a peculiar wooden doll. This doll differed significantly from ordinary ones, featuring a noose around its neck and numerous nails in its eyes, inducing a sense of unease in Danny. Despite knowing they should have left it untouched, his friend decided to take the doll with him. Subsequently, eerie incidents began to plague his friend. The doll would autonomously relocate itself during the night, causing sleeplessness. An invisible presence would relentlessly bang on the window, even though no one was present. Additionally, a peculiar odor resembling the scent of stagnant pond water would permeate the air. On one occasion, he awoke to discover muddy footprints within his house. Eventually, he opted to dispatch the doll to a paranormal museum, but the inexplicable occurrences persisted. If confronted with such a chilling voodoo doll, how would you react? I appreciate your presence here today as we ventured into the depths of the most obscure caves on Earth. Stay tuned for our upcoming spelunking escapades, and don't forget to subscribe, ensuring that you won't overlook our exciting future journeys.